always say that because that's the moment of self-discovery. That's the moment, like I
Yeah,
said, when you're exploring your anatomy, you kissing and you hopping on the staircase, your school lunches, and when
right.
teachers used to be able to hit you back in the day, that physical discipline used to be a thing back in the day, or from
Right.
the teachers. I don't know if that happened with you. It happened with me. So
About my
yeah,
earlier, they got rid of that
yeah,
like right when I
yeah.
was like in
Oh, I was
elementary school. I remember like you were
oh
allowed to get paddled by the principal. My parents
yeah,
wasn't going for that, but it was
yeah,
allowed.
it was allowed.
But yeah,
Not the paddle. I wasn't around at that time. I'm not. But
yeah,
they used to be able to hit us. They used to be able to discipline us physically, discipline us. Yes,
yeah,
we
yeah. But no, we had a paddle at our school. At my school, they had paddle, but not many would go for that for bad parents. They was allowed to hit them with the paddle.
yeah,
When I was in
yeah. I
like
remember
third grade,
really.
oh yeah,
Oh wow, I
it,
remember. Yeah, I remember. They didn't stop some of the teachers. Some of the teachers hit us upside the head with notebooks and stuff. Oh yeah, we
oh
used to get. Yeah, either way, we used to get hit.
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So but yeah, Nelson. So yeah, just some of those things. So can you tell us, just starting with elementary and junior high school, what are those experiences like for you? And how did it mold you? How did it shape you? Because that's when you started the acting buzz. I remember I was reading
Yeah,
somewhere that before it started for you when you really started to get in more into that, like your desire to act at an early age. So it started there, like within that time frame, right?
yeah, absolutely. I was in drama club when I was in the third grade, so I knew I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to be an actor even in third grade because I used to watch like when my grandma used to like babysit. She used to be watching the soap operas. I used to be like, I want to do
Oh
that one day. I just thought that it was
yes,
cool. And
yes,
then I joined drama club, but then I was like, I don't like this too much. Like I didn't like
yes.
stage, so I was like,
You
okay,
didn't like
um,
stage. Oh,
yeah, I don't
really?
like being on stage. And
Oh, yeah. So you didn't want to
no
do theater?
disrespect to those kind of actors, but I quickly fell in love with
Oh,
like the visuals. I learned quickly, like, okay, I like lighting and certain visuals and things about
oh,
film.
okay.
So that's where my passion lies. So I'm like, okay,
But that's
I had my
interesting.
first video camera. Yeah, I had my first video camera when I was in third grade. So I used to go around writing
Oh,
little
okay.
scripts and shooting in films around the neighborhood. I tell my parents this all the time. I'm like, man, I wish that we had the technology that we have today back then because I would have been dangerous. Because I was
Oh,
already
you know what?
doing things, but we didn't have the tools though.
You know what,
That's the
Nelson?
thing.
You know what? I kind of disagree a little bit because I think it'll be more dangerous. I think it'll be dangerous, right? Oh, ugh. That would be kind of because just thinking about what we had at that time, I think it worked for us, Nelson. I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
I understand what you're saying. In the aspect of your craft, but as far as
yeah,
in general, social, that'd be too dangerous.
yeah. I was just
Yeah.
more so thinking about like the cameras, like the stuff that they have. Like it
Oh,
was
this
just
is
really
right.
hard to
Equipment.
try to film and stuff like that. I'm just like, y'all kids can do what I wish that I could do on y'all phone now. Y'all don't even use it for that though.
Yes,
If
yes.
we would have had the same tools that we have today. But then at the same time, it kind of goes like what you said. It kind of forced you to be even more creative back then to make things happen
Yes,
because it wasn't as
yes.
easy. So now they just have apps to do anything. So we're trying to
Anything,
figure out
right.
how to make certain
You'll
things
AI
look
now.
on screen. Yeah. So
Yeah, but you said that, and that's so weird because I would think of you as a theater kid. I'm surprised you didn't really go more into theater because you seem like the type that would be more of a theater actor.
and I think a lot of it has to do with my experiences and that's how I learned that even at an early age that certain things are all about politics. There were certain people that got certain roles and it was only because their parents was like on PTO and did certain things. So it wasn't because they were talented. So even
So
at that age,
right,
I
right.
learned okay, it's who you know and who's who because I'm just like nah. I'll
But
never forget. Even in the Wizard of Oz, they let a girl be the lion because her mom was like the president of the. She even wanted to do it. So
mm,
just stuff like that,
yeah,
I learned early. I'm
yeah,
like, okay, I see how this goes.
yeah. It depends on how much you donate to the school. It depends on who board, who's like who's a part of the board of yeah, who's a part of whatever. Yeah, the
And it's the
PTA.
same thing
Yeah,
now. It's
yes,
the
it
same
is.
thing now in the
Even
business. So
more
that's why I
so.
said I learned that early. It's all about, it's not even about who's talented. I'm not trying to take talent away from everybody, but it's not always who's the
No,
most talented. It's about, who you know and just being at the right place at the right time to get certain opportunities. So I learned that all the way back then.
all the way back then. Well, how did you learn that back then?
just because of the fact that I knew that people that even they even want people that are in drama club, they even want the roles. And I'm just like, okay, you really only got that role because your mom is on
It's
the board or certain things like that. Like I'm just like, okay, this is
wow.
weird. It was
So you
disheartening, actually. It was
it is.
disheartening, but
It
it's
is.
like, okay, it's a lesson learned.
Yeah, right. But
So
I'm glad you learned a lesson early. That's the most important part. But I want to go back when you mentioned that by third grade you had your camera and you was already starting writing scripts already. So I
yeah,
want to, but Nelson, I want to dig a little deeper into that because I mean, first of all, before I say anything else, what are your spiritual beliefs? Let me see something. Do you have any spiritual beliefs? I just want to just
yeah,
do that.
absolutely. I'm
Okay.
very spiritual. Yeah,
Okay.
I believe in God. I talk to God all day, every day.
Okay, I just want to make sure because I'm,
Yeah,
respect those who. Okay, so when you mentioned that, you started owning your craft at such a young age, you had your camera, you was starting to write scripts and and kind of do things for the children in the school. That had to come from somewhere other than the anointing from God. That's why I want. That's why I want to bring it to that.
yeah,
The anointing from
absolutely.
God, but it also like what space were you in, or were you around certain people that kind of that drew your attention to that being able to act into that ability at a young age? Because who's talking about writing scripts at 9 or 10 years old? So like how did that even come a thing for you?
I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't even say it was a person. It was just something that I just wanted. I saw it on TV and things like that. I just thought it was really cool because back then, it was right when DVDs started becoming real popular, and like I was more concerned with watching like the behind the scenes of DVDs and learning the process more than
Yes,
the
yes.
movies. So
Okay.
that was a big part
It's
of.
like my mom. My mom is like that too. Yeah, she likes to, like look up at the behind the scenes stuff. But for me, it's the opposite. Because for me, like I don't mind watching some behind the scenes. I enjoy watching bloopers too. But I
Right,
just, I don't want to take the it's fun and excitement out of watching the actual project. Because if
right,
I know what's going on behind the scenes, it's just to me it just takes the enjoyment away. It takes away from me being able to experience the product itself. So that's just
right.
me.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I get it. But that was just my personality because even before, even outside of movies, I was always the type of child, and my mom would tell you this, I was always trying to figure out how to invent something. So, I mean, it kind of overflowed into film as well. So it's like I was more concerned and fascinated, like, how did they do this? Like, even with
Right.
certain devices, I'd be like, how did they make this? So with movies, I'm like, how did they do this? So I was just fascinated with the process. And then I'll be trying to duplicate it, like, okay, on a
That's a
smaller scale,
blessing.
obviously.
That's a blessing to be able to
Mhm.
know, like to really pick up on your passion that early. That's a blessing. Not everyone could do that.
Yeah.
Not everyone have that ability. So let me ask you, Nelson. So being that kid in elementary school and junior high school, what is the first project you say that you could that you've done? What is the one of the first things you did as a kid? What are the first things you did?
Oh man, as far as like specifically like
Yeah,
in
like what is
film,
like film?
um,
Yeah, film.
man, oh no, it probably doesn't even have a title. Like it was
What was
just
the plot? What
a
was the
whole
plot?
bunch of nothing.
What was the premise? Yeah.
So it was more like a superhero type of thing, to be honest, because I was fascinated with the Power Rangers. So it was definitely like a little skit, and it was like similar to like something with the Power Rangers. I don't even remember the name of it. I created like my own superheroes and wrote a story. Because just to get more into what I used to watch every day, I used to watch The Matrix, behind the scene of The Matrix every day. So that it had some action in it. We were trying to do action. So I would say it was like a mix between the Power Rangers and The Matrix.
Yeah,
It's what I
movie.
was trying to create.
Yeah, okay. Now, so you
Or
move
what
your
I was,
finger.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
What I was trying to create.
Mm.
Um, but as far as the plot, it's been so long ago. I don't even know if it had a plot. It was just all over the place.
Yeah. So,
But I
hey,
tried. I
right.
tried.
That's the foundation. That's the blueprint right there. So, did you
Right.
act
Right.
out? Did you act out anything in the schoolyard during recess, during lunch break? Did you act out with the other kids? Did you do that?
Nah, I saved it until we got home and got the
Oh,
video
okay.
camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you took okay. So you took that with you, and so what high school did you go to?
I went to Jacksonville High School here in North Carolina.
Okay.
JHS. Yeah.
And so now going into high school, so what was that? No, what was that like for you? Because that was more self discovery. You're going to that whole puberty phase. Did you have a growth
Right.
spurt? Like, how was your academics? Like, you know, what was it like in high school? And I know I'm quite sure that you continued on with that path towards artistry.
Right. Well, in high school, I probably deviated away from it because I mean that wasn't cool in high school, honestly. Like it was
Uh,
always in me, but I was just like, I don't want to do that. But when I started in high school, when I was in, I want to say 10th grade, that's when I got my first modeling contract. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do
yeah.
this. This is cool, but it just wasn't fulfilling enough for me. So that's why I eventually pivoted back to acting, of course. But yeah, high school. I worked a lot in high school too. So like I had a job. I had two jobs in high school.
Really?
I was trying to be a model. Yeah.
How did you find that balance though between school and work?
So I thought it was cool. So we had this program called Work Study where you actually got to get
Yeah.
credit for going to
Yes.
work as well. So
Mhm.
yeah. So I mean I made it work. I didn't. I was just ready to. I was ready for the workforce. Like I always was had an entrepreneur spirit. So I'm always trying to figure out. I already knew I wanted to start my own business and everything after school. So it was kind of like just trying to get as much experience that I could in the work study program, and then you get money with that.
Yes.
So okay,
Absolutely. Right. So how did so you said when you mentioned that you worked and you had the entrepreneur spirit. So what was some of the things you've done to prepare yourself? Because some people sell candy or like they sell certain like so what are some of the things you've done, you
yeah,
know?
that goes all the way back to even when I was a kid, and my dad tells this story very well. I think I was like 5 years old. That's when he knew that I was going to be an entrepreneur. I asked for something. We were out fishing, me, him, and my brother. I think I asked for a soda or something. He was like, "Well, you got soda money?" You know how parents do. I'm like, "All right." So he a few minutes later he finds me on the pier. I'm selling bait. Now mind you, the bait is for free,
What?
but people are buying the bait from me. So they
Oh,
was
from
like,
you
okay.
because
Yeah,
you were a cute
even though it was
little
free,
kid.
but I was
You
selling
were
it.
right. But you were a cute little kid, so they wanted to buy
Yeah.
something. Oh, so you
Yeah. My dad was like, no, no, you don't gotta pay him. They was like, no, it's okay, he's cute. I'm like, I got my soda money
oh,
now. So
oh wow, so you
that was
knew the concept of
yeah,
earning money right there and then. Because
yes.
he
So
asked for the soda money and you gave him soda
yes,
money. You
yes,
earned it. Oh,
exactly. So I
that,
learned that very, very,
that is
very early.
significant. Wow. I love
So
it.
then, so then on from there, even when I was in elementary school, I remember I started a t-shirt company. I was like, man, I want to own my own clothing line. Like we getting t-shirts and we ironing on my logo into this is
You had a
probably
logo?
I was in
Oh,
the fourth grade. Yeah, I
you
drew
had
the
a logo?
logo. Yeah,
What?
I was just like, man, it was something simple. I was just like, it was in that Tommy Hilfiger phase. I was like, I want my own clothing line. So
What?
I and then yeah, so that was my second business. Then I was
So
like,
where
I want to
did
be
the creativity
a
come from?
it just went back to the fact that I saw. Matter of fact, I saw how popular Fubu and Tommy Hilfiger were. I'm like, this is cool. And
Right.
then it just goes back to my mentality. I'm like, how do they do this? I told you my brain always diverts back to that. So I'm like, okay, let me figure this out. And then I was selling T-shirts
Wow.
to family members and people in the neighborhood, stuff like that. And then I went to a magazine phase. I started my own magazine. So I was like, back then we didn't have like stuff you could do like kids can on the computer and stuff like now. So back then, I'm sitting here writing stuff out and getting pictures and taping it together, and then my mom would take me to get stuff copied, so I would get it copied,
Right. Wow.
um,
This is I
like
love
that.
wow, this is so cool. This is
So
so cool.
I've been through some
This is
things,
so
but my parents
cool.
always knew whatever I'm gonna do, I'm gonna find a way to monetize. I was into the arts, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
always find a way to make money off of it, like no matter what.
And having that support system is phenomenal. That's even better. The icing on the cake. Do you still
Oh
have that
yeah,
logo? Do you
absolutely.
still have it? Do you still have like a
Oh
memorabilia?
man, my mom does. She has one of the shirts, so I
Oh,
know she has. It's probably in her safe. She keeps stuff like that.
okay.
So
Okay. Well, ask for it, Nelson. If you could remember, ask for it, take a picture, put it on the gram. I would
okay,
love
I
to
got
see it.
you.
Yes, please. I mean, if you can remember, I would love to see that. Well,
Absolutely,
that's
yeah. I
amazing,
know she
Nelson.
has it still.
Yes. So, and then that's the thing. So now, not only are you creative, you already learned how to, about marketing and branding. You self taught. How to market your brand. You did all of that, Nelson. Wow. Better go ahead with your bad self. Okay. So, sure. I love that.